Hi girls, hi. Hi everyone, it's Malu reading from Malu Spiritual Place where the spiritual journey begins. Today we are going to be talking about the last three more known abilities inside of the ESP or psychic abilities. We are going to be talking about clairaudient, clairalience, and clairgustative. So let's start with these two, clairalience and clairgustative, because they are, I'm not gonna say that they're simple, but it's not too much about them that we can learn or talk, because they are, most of the time they're the ones that we don't use pretty often. It could happen, but it's not the ones that really we can control or we have a way to work with. And the clairaudience, that is still one of the most known or most used with use it with the other ones. So clairaudience is the ability to smell clearly. So there are going to be moments that you are doing a reading to yourself, or maybe you are thinking about something, and I don't know where you are going to smell. It could be like a smoking, a perfume, flowers, sweets, food, you name it, right? So it's normal that happen, but it's not a normal or a use ability, or an ability that we use pretty often. Most of the time it's an ability that work hand to hand with the spirits. You can, I would say that you can have a moment having that ability, or like you have an experience having that with that ability, but it's not something that, being honest with each one of you, I never really have it doing a psychic energy. Most of the time it happens when I'm doing a mediumship reading, or when I'm connecting with the spirits. Even that I'm doing maybe a tarot reading or maybe an energy reading, that I'm not focusing, I'm not opening myself that much to the spirit world, they always manage, because they know that I can connect with them, they always manage to infiltrate themselves, so they're going to make me smell. So I know that it's a spirit trying to say something that maybe I cannot see the spirit, or maybe the spirit don't push themselves clearly, because the message is not about them. It's not important for the person to know what the spirit or which spirit. It's just the message that they wanted to give, unless the person really insists. Most of the time they don't let it, they are not going to let you know or see pretty clearly, unless it's something that they really want you to know that it's them. So when it's the spirit, most of the time it's going to be the favorite food, perfume, if they smoke or drink, you're gonna, sorry girls, I was interrupted, so let's continue. So like I was saying, you can smell the smoking, or maybe the alcohol if that person drink, etc., etc. But basically most of the time they're going to make you smell something that you're gonna immediately attach to the spirit that it is trying to connect with you. If, because I will say that sometimes it could happen, if you are smelling or you're having a clairaudience ability experience at that moment, and you receive more something, maybe a place, maybe you remember or you smell something that make you or trigger yourself a memory, that means that that's the energy, that is something that you are receiving energy wise through the clairaudience ability. I cannot tell you to do a specific work or something that you can do to develop this ability, because it's something that is more attached, like I said, to the spirit. And not just that, most of the time if you really have a good nose, you know that you can smell almost everything, that means that basically probably you're gonna have a clairaudience ability more stronger than others. So that's the way that it works. So that's why, like I told you, we don't have too much to talk about it. Then we have clairgustative, the ability to taste clearly. Again, no, it's not an ability that we use of most of the time. It's an ability that, of course, is more about the spirit world. They love to use that one specifically, but it's not something, again, that you can control it, you can develop, because you cannot try to see, to remember. The only being honest, the only exercise that you can do is trying to put yourself and remember taste. Like you kind of like think in chocolate and try to taste the flavor, right? It's like the same with the clairaudience. The only thing that you can do is like try to think about a flower, a perfume, a specific perfume, and try to remember, or try to smell it like you are remembering, I would say. Not to remember, because then you're not using your ability. It's just a memory. But what you can do is just try to see if you can smell the perfume or whatever you're trying to smell or taste in that moment. Again, it could happen that you are in a reading, you're reading yourself, and something like that happen. Basically, most of the time it's the spirit trying to let you know, let the person know, or let to yourself know that it's there with you. Now that we talk about them, but let's go to the big one of all of these three, clairaudient. Clairaudient is the ability to hear and to listen clearly. Not just the spirit world, you can hear your energy, or the energy of the people. Literally, you can hear it. The energy can sometimes have a distinguished signature, like I say, sometimes. So it's like that ability that energy is talking to you. When you get used to how your energy work with you, or how your clairaudient ability work with you, you're gonna be able to basically hear energy. But you can, as you see, you can hear the spirit world and etc. Something that you have to know is like when you are hearing a conversation in your mind, or like maybe you are hearing your energy and stuff like that, most of the time it's not, you will know it's not another person, it's not another loved one. You just know that it's something that you are hearing. Most of the time when you are hearing, you're gonna hear it inside of your mind. I will basically describe it like someone is opening your head, and you are hearing it inside of your head, like clairvoyant. Sometimes when you are seeing something, it's like basically like someone is opening your brain, and you can see it inside of your head, but it's portraying in some kind of movie in front of you, if that makes sense. But so when you hear, it could be that way. Most of the time, the way that you're gonna hear is a true thought, or you're gonna be like feeling that your mind is talking to you. So you're gonna hear yourself talking, but not in the way that you always talk to yourself. And how you know that it's not you putting that, or maybe you talking to you, is because first, it's not going to be in the way that you most of the time talk to yourself, and it's more like directly like a conversation. You're gonna be saying something out of nowhere, you're gonna feel that you're hearing something. Sometimes you can hear it outside, like someone is literally whispering or talking to you in your ear, but that's not the norm. Could happen, it's something that with time get stronger, but still, no matter how strong is your ability, sometimes you're gonna be hearing them in your own voice, or in your own way of thinking. I would say not thinking, I would say in the way that your thought can show. Again, these three abilities are the ones that most of the time the spirit world use. So, but that's why it's not something that you can do very to develop, because it's something that they help you, or they kind of teach you, or kind of guide you to develop those abilities. Clairaudient is still something that you can use, and you can hear. Maybe you are thinking about doing something, and your spirit, again, see, your spirit are going to tell you. But if you are asking yourself, and you're trying to do a reading, maybe you are doing yourself a pendulum, or a tarot reading, or an oracle reading, you are going to focus in how that whatever you are hearing, how it sounds. Again, it's more, it will feel like it's more like an energy kind of thing talking to you. So you're gonna feel it, you're gonna know it, you're gonna it's something that you're gonna just know. So clairaudience work hand by hand with clairaudience as well. But again, clairaudient, these three abilities that we were talking, clairaudient, clairalience, and clairgustative, they're abilities that they work more with the spirit world, they're more used to. So, by example, your normal ability, or your strong ability is let's say clairvoyant, right? So you're gonna be able to see things, you're gonna be able to see them. So, and this is an example how it is with the spirit world. So you can have a better idea when you're practicing or trying to understand how these three abilities work with yourself. So you're gonna be kind of seeing things, you're gonna be connecting with the spirit world, you're gonna start seeing them or seeing stuff, then you're gonna start hearing them. That you're about normally you're not gonna hear things, so that means that they are using your clairaudience. Is them using that ability on you, because for them it's more easy that way, but you're gonna hear them pretty clearly and you're gonna be able to see them. It is something that is energy wise, and you are kind of like seeing things, you are reading your tarot, your pendulum, whatever, you're seeing some stuff, and out of nowhere you kind of hear something, but you definitely know that it's not a spirit. Most of the time you're just going to hear something about what you are saying. By example, you're reading, you're making yourself a reading, tarot, pendulum, it may be just energy wise, because you are kind of like working like a Reiki or something, and out of nowhere let's see that you're talking about job, a work, maybe a moving, and I don't know where your cards are talking or telling you something, a story about a moving that is coming, a change of word that is coming, and I don't know where you hear noises or you hear. That means that you are here the place, or you are hearing something more energy wise. It's something that you are hearing the energy that this that you are receiving have, and you're just going to feel it. Most of the time when it's the spirit world, they're going to tell you. You're gonna hear someone telling you in your own voice, this is this, and this. It's going to be more clear, more precise. Sometimes even the spirit world are going to be talking to you, and out of nowhere are going to make you hear a sound, but again, they're talking, you hear the sound, they keep talking, or maybe sometimes explaining, or just leave it that way, because it's up to you or the person that you're reading to verify and look for the information or look for the answer. They most of the time they like it that way, because it's not about you understanding the message, it's about the person that you are receiving it understanding. If the message is for you, they want for you to find a way, or they're trying to make you go and look for it to get, because sometimes when we are investigating or we are trying to figure out things about our messages, we find other details or other information that is vital for our knowledge or situation or whatever. So that's the way that it works. So don't feel bad if you are receiving a message, and even psychically or a spiritual way, and you don't understand it at the moment. Just write it down, as always, in your journal, and then when you feel, and again, I got interrupted. So, like I was saying, then look with more time, look for the meaning of that, because that's important. Remember, it's a journey. Even when they give us messages, they're not going to give us everything, because sometimes it's up to us to figure out things and find the information that we need to get to the point. They cannot give everything that easily to us, because then we are not going to learn. So having that on mind, we are going to be talking later in one of these classes, how to distinguish. I think that I have a video that tells you how to distinguish the different spirit when they're talking to you. I think that we post already that class or that video, but I'm gonna be teaching, or I'm gonna be talking more in deeply how to distinguish that, because it's something more it's a little bit complicated. I will say not complicated, tricky, and to be honest, just with time you're gonna be able to access or to get better in that way, knowing which one is who, or what is what, or whatever. So having that on mind, I'm just trying to see, okay, clairaudience, that is an ability that we really can put ourselves a little bit more and maybe practice and do some exercises. How you know that you have clairaudience? Most of the time you're a person that can hear. For you it's easy to remember things because you remember how it sounds, or maybe sometimes the noises, the sounds can make you feel stuff. And basically you can always feel that you're having conversation with yourself 24/7. Like you can hear yourself talking to you, and that's a thing. That's something that happened. So that's a way to know that you have the ability. Sometimes people tell you, I don't hear that, and you say, I'm hearing it fine. Sometimes you can perceive sounds that are happening maybe far away from you, and people are like, how you hear that? How, like, I don't know if like sometimes happen to you, someone have a phone and you hear it and no one else hear it, and like, hey, it's a phone's ringing, how it is like no one hearing it. That could happen. So that means that you maybe have the clairaudient ability with you. If this is something that happens to you very often, that means that it's very strong in you. So having said that, what you can do to try to develop or learn how your clairaudient ability works with you is sitting down and start hearing close to you, whatever it is around you, whatever it is close. Try to distinguish, try to different every noise, every sound that you are receiving, like your dog, the TV. Try to make it clearly. Focus and make it clearly. If you're in your home, try to make clearly. Close your eyes and kind of hear clearly. Try to understand what they're saying. Then, if you want it, what you can do is go outside. Try to hear the sounds close to you. And every week, you're going to expand. You're gonna try to focus. Okay, I'm gonna try to hear the next house to me that is maybe a mile, not a mile, but like far away from you and stuff like that. That's the best way. Sometimes you're gonna be able to hear maybe a dog barking, and yes, it's not you making it up, because you are literally going to hear it. You have to believe that you're receiving it. It's not that you're gonna be able to hear it very far away, but you're gonna be able to hear very far. Okay, so you need to start doing that. Write it down, everything. Like I always say, your journal is really important for you to have it with you. Have that on hand and do that every single week until you feel, okay, yeah, no, it's not my strong. But that doesn't mean that the spirit world are not going to talk to you. It's going to be more difficult for them to, or for you to hear them, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to hear them from time to time. This is why you need to do it every week, because even if it's not your strong ability, you're gonna be strengthening that ability or making it more strong, so that way when they need it, you're gonna be able to use it at least for that moment, no matter that it's not something that you're gonna be using every single time. Something that each one of you have to know, not necessarily because you have the strong abilities in a psychic way, that means that you're going to be able to connect with other spirits. You're going to be able to connect with yours, whatever belongs to you, but not necessarily with others. And vice versa. Sometimes you're trying to read yourself energy, or maybe reading someone's energy or psychically, and it's not going to work because maybe you are more about connecting with the media, with the spirit world. So that means that every message, every connection is going to be through them. So that's why we always say psychics are not always, they are not always medium, but mediums are always psychic. The only thing is that they are more, for them it's more easy to connect with the spirit world, that is with connecting with other people or themselves, energy, psychically speaking. Okay, sweetie, I want each one of you, I'm gonna be doing a podcast soon about that, so each one of you have a better idea of what they're saying. Okay, sweetie, so I hope that this class really helped you to understand the last three abilities. Now we're gonna be able to keep moving forward and start learning other sub abilities that you can use, or it could present from time to time. We're gonna be learning how to continue this journey. We're gonna be learning about different the spirit world, etc., even cards and etc. So let's see where this spiritual journey is going to take us. Thank you to be here, to all of you, my girls, from each one of you that are here in the clubs. Thank you. Love each one of you. Your support is really going to help me to continue doing this, all of this work that I'm doing for each one of you. Thank you. See you next time.